Welcome to Test Troop, your go-to hub for professional knowledge sharing. In this tutorial, we will try to understand what is CI/CD in a simple, easy to understand terms. In CI/CD, CI stands for continuous integration and CD stands for continuous delivery and deployment. It is a practice in the software development cycle that focuses on automating the process of building, testing, and deploying the application. CI/CD helps the teams to deliver the software faster, more reliable, and with higher quality. Before we deep dive into CI/CD, it is important to first understand the phases of software development lifecycle. In any organization or a project, the software development lifecycle consists of different phases. This includes planning, define the goals and requirements, the code, develop the application, build, compile and package the code, test, validate the application, release, prepare the software for deployment, deploy, deliver the software to the production environment, operate, maintain the application in production, monitor, continuously track the performance of the application and usage of the application in production environment. To understand CI/CD better, we will only focus on the topics like development, testing, release, and deployment. Now let's go deeper into each of these steps to understand the internal process and the activities involved. In the software development, once the scope is defined during the planning phase, the next step is to gather and analyze detailed requirement from the stakeholder. This involves defining the user stories, specifying the acceptance criteria, and outlining the technical requirement to ensure the clarity and alignment among the teams. Once the requirements are documented, reviewed and approved, a refinement session is conducted with both the development and testing team to ensure a clear understanding of requirements. Now the development team start building the design and writing the code. On the same manner, the testing team start writing the test cases and automating the test cases for the future use. An organization or a project where one or more developers work on a different modules of the application, the organization uses the source code management tools like Git to manage their source code. In a typical development workflow, the developer begins by pulling the latest code from a shared repository and then he tries to implement the new features or a bug fixes. Along with that, he also writes unit test cases to validate his changes. Once the code is ready, developer tries to integrate the code back into the shared repository. Once the code is integrated, then his code is compiled and built using the tools like Maven, Ant, Gradle and Bazel. Then the unit tests are run. After that, the integration and end-to-end tests created by the testing team will also be run. And after that, the code will be scanned for any kind of vulnerabilities. If all these activities are passed, then the code is allowed to be packaged and uploaded into the packaging the repositories like the JFrog. If any of these activities fail, then the code is not allowed to integrate into the shared repository. This process ensures that the application remains in a deployable state at all the times. This entire process of integrating the developed code back into the shared repository, which includes the compiling of the code, the testing of the code, and scanning for the vulnerability and building the application package, is called as an continuous integration. Okay. To achieve this, we use several tools like Jenkins, GitLab or Azure Pipeline. Once all the tests are passed, the application is packaged along with its dependencies and configuration. The packaged application is deployed into multiple environments which are non-production environments like test and UAT to conduct further tests. This is called as an continuous delivery. The continuous delivery is a process of deploying your application into the environments like test and UAT other than the production environment. In some cases, we need a manual intervention required to push the code into production. This concept is called as a continuous delivery. Whereas in case of continuous deployment, it is an extension of continuous delivery where every code change that passes all the stages of the pipeline is automatically deployed into the production environment without any manual intervention. So we use the tools like Ansible and Helm to help the continuous delivery and deployment. Once your code is deployed into a production environment, the application is continuously monitored for any issues or bottlenecks. The feedback from monitoring process is shared to the development team to improve the application further via the continuous feedback loop. So in summary, continuous integration ensures the code changes are frequently merged and tested. Okay, this ensures that the shared repository is always in a deployable state. Whereas continuous delivery automates the process of deployment up to the non-production environments. Okay. So continuous deployment takes an automation further by deploying the code into the production automatically. So overall, CI/CD enhances the collaboration, reduces errors, and speeds up the delivery of high quality software. I hope you enjoyed learning with me. In case if you find this video useful, please support by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.